Good morning, listener. You're welcome to NASCO Moments. How many times have you washed your hands today? Remember to always stay safe. I am your host, Hudun Gyang. On the show today, we will discuss lessons in tenacity, integrity, and philanthropy. The life and times of Ahmed Idris Nasreddin, founder and pioneer chairman of NASCO Group Nigeria, Part 2. Before arriving in Nigeria to set up, the founder of NASCO, Alhaji Idris Nasreddin, had carved a niche for himself with a string of successful industrial operations in other parts of the world. From the little beginnings here in Nigeria, the late Nasreddin, through successive generations, was able to build a company which has not only become a household name, but whose values of commitment to people and communities, as well as to quality and customer service, are deeply entrenched. From what started as a jute bag factory, NASCO Group Nigeria had, before the death of its founder, transformed into many new factories ranging from foods and household products to packaging materials and industrial chemicals, as well as manufacturing, real estate, hospitality, logistics, and trading, among others. Last week, we began the first of a two-part conversation on lessons in tenacity, integrity, and philanthropy, the life and times of Ahmed Idris Nasreddin, founder and pioneer chairman of NASCO Group Nigeria, Part 1. On the NASCO Moment show this morning, we will conclude the discussion with our guest, Barrister Dauda Lamba, a one-time special advisor and a former commissioner in the Plateau State Government. He is also a former management employee of NASCO Management Services. You're welcome to the show, Barrister Dauda Lamba.
Thank you, Hudun. Good morning, listeners.
All right, don't touch the dial. We shall be right back.
Mama Shakara, this your shebi still dey shine on. And how don't fade? How manage?
My sister. Now Brightex white detergent Brightex detergent not the fade cloth at all. And it dey wash clothes clean well. It gets power to come out all the nyama stain and dirty no matter how it be.
You no go chop hand too?
No, you know the chop hand though. And it good for washing machine too.
Mama Shakara. Me too now. Brightex detergent I go to use to wash all my clothes now. So that I go to shine and saint and make Shakara like you so.
Brightex white detergent, a quality product from NASCO.
For your brightest wash, Brightex.
Brightex, for the brightest wash.
Welcome back, listener. I am your host, Hudun Gyang. You're listening to NASCO Moments. We're talking about lessons in tenacity, integrity, and philanthropy. The life and times of Ahmed Idris Nasreddin, founder and pioneer chairman of NASCO Group Nigeria, Part 2. With me in the studio today is Barrister Dauda Lamba, one-time special advisor, former commissioner in the Plateau State Government, and former management employee of NASCO Management Services. So let's begin the discussion right away. Now, can you tell us briefly about Alhaji Dr. Idris Nasreddin, the late founder of NASCO?
Thank you, Hudun. Baba, as we fondly called him, was the great founder and benefactor of the NASCO Group of companies, a world-class conglomerate based in the city of Jos in Plateau State and in other parts of the world, who lived a worthy life and who served humanity with honor and distinction while he lived. He was also a man so simple in his style of doing business, but with a vision of an eagle and a taste of a peacock. That is the man, late Ahmed Idris Nasreddin.
Okay, now what were some of the challenges that the late founder of NASCO encountered when he came into Nigeria?
First, there was the challenge of being in a new environment, new culture. But however, he, as we were told, he didn't face much challenges with respect to the establishment of the jute bag manufacturing company, except for the usual bureaucracy that investors, particularly foreign investors, would face when they come to establish such businesses. But let me say quickly here that when he eventually interfaced with the then Sardauna of Sokoto, Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Premier of Northern Nigeria, he was quickly, taking over as if he was part of the government of the then Northern Nigeria. Everything began to take shape in quick, succession and with precision. In fact, it will interest listeners to know that it was the same late Premier, Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Sardauna of Sokoto, that suggested and encouraged late Ahmed Idris Nasreddin to come to Jos and establish the jute park, because in his own view there was a ready source of electricity and that Jos will be near to where the raw materials for jute production will be available. So that was how he eventually came to Jos.
So in other words, it was his relationships that enabled him to surmount his challenges. Were there other ways in which he was able to surmount challenges?
Baba was quite a very tactful, dexterous, and very interfacing human being. He quickly developed a relationship, interpersonal relationship with people that makes every challenge easily surmountable. He was such a very, very inward-looking person, such a person that can easily appeal to one. So he used all these qualities, to get things easily done for him.
All right. Now, how did the late Nasreddin contribute to the growth and development of the Nigerian economy?
Without any gainsaying, he contributed immensely, very immensely, to the development, growth and development in this country in so many ways, some of which are providing employment opportunities to hundreds of thousands of Nigerians through the establishment of these industries, which provide a variety of products and services, such as the household products, NASCO foods providing cornflakes, biscuits, and what have you. In fact, apart from the jute bag production in those days, they also ventured into the production of, underlays for Pujo Automobile, Nigerian Industries, Kaduna, for the interior underlays. So it diversified even the jute bag manufacturing country to some of these, products.
All right then. Now, from your personal experience of working with the late founder of NASCO, what aspect of his life will you say has impacted greatly in your own life?
First, he was such a man that was committed to whatever cause he chose to pursue. And the first thing he will impact in you as someone who was directly under him was commitment. Commitment, that was the key. What he usually say, commitment. You must be committed to a cause. And that commitment must only be achieved when it is founded on a vision, a realizable vision. So Nasreddin was a man who was very, very committed to a cause. And that was why he was able to, make NASCO, jute manufacturing company, to flourish into establishing more and many other industries across the world. So, commitment, tact, dexterity, and he was such a person who also would want to encourage you to be transparent and prudent in management of resources and human and material resources. He was also such a person that would want the best. He will give you the best, and therefore he expects nothing but the best from you. So he was someone who could easily motivate you. In fact, people like us who work directly with him, he treats us as if we are part and parcel of his immediate family. So in such a situation, what would you expect from an employee than to give the best you can? So that was the scenario this man created, and that is why NASCO developed and flourished beyond what today would have been regarded as a single man's investment portfolio.
How many of these characteristics have you been able to imbibe?
I've imbibed so many. First, anybody who deals with me knows that I'm a very tactful person, knows that I'm a very tolerant, patient person, knows that I'm very prudent in the way I handle materials and human resources, knows that I am level-headed. Those are the qualities that Nasreddin imbibed in us.
All right. Thank you very much for your answers this morning. Stay tuned, listener. We shall be right back to continue this discussion.
Brightex white detergent, Brightex. Brightex white detergent, Brightex. For your brightest wash, Brightex. For your brightest wash, Brightex.
Ever since I discovered the secret of Brightex white detergent, my clothes come fresh, bright and clean always. It's mild on clothes and good for my washing machine. Thank you, Brightex.
Brightex detergent cleans deep stains and dirt from your clothes, keeping it fresh and bright so your clothes don't fade. It lasts longer. Brightex white detergent, a quality product from NASCO. Take the Brightex advantage today and keep your clothes fresh, bright and clean.
For your brightest wash, Brightex.
Brightex, for the brightest wash.
Welcome back, dear listener. This is NASCO Moments, and I am your host, Hudun Gang. Our guest has been Barrister Dauda Lamba, a one-time special advisor and a former commissioner in the Plateau State government. And he has also been a former management employee of NASCO Management Services. We are talking about lessons in tenacity, integrity, and philanthropy, the life and times of Ahmed Idris Nasreddin, founder and pioneer chairman of NASCO Group Nigeria, Part 2. Now, in the first part, we mentioned the first NASCO company in Jos, which made jute bags. NASCO Group has diversified into many areas of the Nigerian economy. Our listener would like to know the various areas the company is engaged in at the moment.
As I earlier stated, NASCO Group is engaged in the manufacture, production of a variety of household items. It's also engaged in the provision of technical and engineering support services to the unit companies and to other beneficiaries. It's also engaged in packaging support services and in providing packaging materials to the sister companies through NASCO Pack Nigeria Limited and to other users outside the group. NASCO also has engaged itself in asset development. You may have heard about NASCO Town in Topo Badagry in Lagos. It's one of the initiatives under the estate development portfolio of NASCO. There is also an arm that deals with sales and marketing, which is the NASCO Marketing Company Limited. It provides sales and marketing support services to the various units, and it also markets the products that is produced by these companies. It will also interest you to know that NASCO has two companies that are engaged in clearing and forwarding, services of the group. That's NASCO Group Nigeria Limited and NASCO Management Services. These companies also provide management and consultancy services to the group. And so these are some of the establishments, the companies under the NASCO group. We also have NASCO Homes. We also have NASCO Building and Engineering Company, and a whole lot of that. Furthermore, it will also interest you to know that from this very small beginning, NASCO has established some divisions in other jurisdictions of the world. Like NASCO has a company in Tangier, Morocco. It has also an enterprise in Lugano, Switzerland, where the late chairman finally settled in. We also had investment in Milan. There is also an investment in Istanbul, Turkey. So these are some of all these divisions came as a result and from the business empire of NASCO here in Nigeria.
That's interesting. I was going to ask the presence of NASCO in other parts of Nigeria apart from Jos, but you've even taken us around the world completely. All right, now let's look at the man himself again. What would you say he would be remembered for?
Well, Nasreddin, as far as any employee of NASCO is concerned, will remember him for being a very great philanthropist. He had engaged in so many philanthropic works, cutting across the states of this country and across religions. I remember, and I still can say with pride, that there is NASCO's evidence of philanthropic work at the St. John's Vianney College in Barikin. There used to be a water tank where NASCO was written. I don't know whether it's still there, but in those days it was showing that it was NASCO that undertook that program. He was a great philanthropist, and he had an unwavering desire to always better the lots of the poor and the less privileged of the society. NASCO, I want to say with all sense of humility, that is one of the few companies then and now that has a very well financed charity funds account where these charity and donation activities are done, and where also, as part of the religious obligation of any Muslim, where zakat is paid from. We have in NASCO that account, which has helped a lot in bettering the positions of not only individuals but even organizations.
All right. What lessons can Nigerians draw from the life and times of the deceased?
So many lessons. So many. One of which is that in setting a private business enterprise, what is required is a clear vision of what the investor set out to achieve, how to achieve that, and getting the right mix of personnel, identifying the environmental opportunities and challenges and taking advantage of them with a view to applying the necessary business development strategies. Also, that perseverance, commitment, resilience as management tools are key to the success of any business enterprise. These are some of the things that the late Alhaji Dr. Ahmed Idris Nasreddin be remembered for. And above all, this array of companies cannot be forgotten easily, especially in the area of its contribution to national growth and development.
Now, what advice would you give to the youth who intend to make an impact in their generation but are facing great financial challenges?
Well, my advice to the youth is that they should develop their unquenching desire to be self-reliant, as government cannot provide employment to everybody. And in view of that, in view of the dwindling economic fortunes of the country, and so as to be able to venture into setting up businesses, enterprises would no matter how little the initial capital would be. People think that they need to have huge amount of capital before they go into business. No, start little, but be visionary, be committed. Try to be responsive in the management of that little resources so that it will flourish and develop. If you have to wait until you get huge amount of money, you cannot start. I am sure that many of the successful names you hear in business today, the world over, start with little investments portfolio. So I encourage the youth to start their own businesses with no matter how small the capital available to them would be.
So obviously they need to be patient.
Yes.
All right. As we wrap up this very interesting conversation, it's not every day that you sit and listen to the story of a person, the virtues and the growth of a person. Now, after listening to all of this, what final word do you have for our listener? My final words to our listeners are that no matter what you do or aspire to do, one must be committed, one must be resilient, one must persevere, if only you want to realize his dreams, his or her dreams. So these are key in whatever business enterprise you set out to establish. All right. Wise words from Barrister Dauda Lamba. We're very grateful for your contribution on the program this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners.
Now, as we end the show, we hope that you will follow NASCO's social media handles. You will find a lot of exciting information. Visit www.facebook.com/NASCO Group. You are encouraged to freely send your feedback on any aspect of the NASCO Moments radio show to the email info@nasco.net or by text through the dedicated care line 0805-774-7777. On the program last week, our question was, what is the mission of NASCO? And the answer is to enrich the lives of our customers by providing them with products of superior quality and value always. Congratulations to our winners, Jonathan Pam from Yingi and Kelvin Chobe from FCE Pangshin. We'll call you and tell you how to claim your NASCO gift baskets. The NASCO Moments trivia question for this week is, what year did NASCO Foods Nigeria Limited become the first indigenous company to pioneer the local production of cornflakes and allied cereal products in Nigeria? Send the correct answer via text to 0805-774-7777. Include your full name and exact location. The NASCO Moments radio talk show has been brought to you by NASCO Group. It was created by Unimark Limited Marketing Communications Consultants. Executive Producers, NASCO Marketing Department. Producer Harun Audu. Research and Content Development, George Pam and Harun Audu. Production Coordinators, Solomon Audu, Deborah Galadima, and Alex Rubin. Until next time, please stay safe. Always wash your hands. Wear face masks in public. Practice social distancing and carry your hand sanitizer with you. My name is Dungyang. Thank you for listening to NASCO Moments.